All right, welcome back to JYR Trades. Today is Thursday, March 26, 2026, guys. All right, so today was a little different. Okay, um, for the first time, I didn't just look at the market. I understood what it was trying to do. This wasn't about chasing indicators or signals. This was about reading intents. In this video, guys, today I'm gonna break down a couple of things. One, I'm gonna break down the New York Open fake move and why it happens. How the market decides between equilibrium and expansion. Why today turned into a full expansion down day. The mistake I made on my first trade and what it taught me. How Remitar 2.2.1 is helping me filter out bad entries, and the biggest realization of all, learning to hear the market. You know, Remitar is no longer just a tool for me, guys. It's becoming a translator between me and the market. And this is a real trading journey. No shortcuts, no fluff. If you're serious about understanding price action and market behavior, this video is for you. As always, guys, if you enjoy this, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay? Like, share, comments. Alright, now guys, today was a big moment for me, and I'm going to tell you why. Not because of the profit. I did take two trades, okay, today, and we made some profit, but because I could finally feel the structure that showed me that this is possible. Okay, if you're on this journey too, stay patient. The market will start making sense eventually, and one day at a time. Okay. Well, let's talk about today first of all. All right. How did market open? Well, market is right here, right? This is right before New York. We're at about, I don't know, 24,117. But what is the important thing? Okay. The important thing is, where are we in regards to New York value? Okay. So New York value right now for me is these two white lines. Now, how do I get these two white lines? Okay. What we do, guys, is we simply run a fixed range volume profile, okay, from the beginning of New York open to the end, okay, and that's going to give us two specific lines, well, three specific lines. You're going to get the point of control, okay, and then you're going to get value area high, value area low. Now, for New York value, I only put value area high and value area low. Okay. All right. So there you go. So that's step number one. Now, right off the bat, price is outside and below value. So that's kind of telling us that we're looking for a bearish move. Okay, possibly. Now, the other thing that we got to look at is, where are our mids? Our mids are Asia. Okay. The center location, which is this blue, as you can see, Asia. I have it here with the ICT. In case you're wondering, I use the ICT kill zones and pivots, and I mark. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. What's going on? I must have pressed on something without me knowing. But anyways, I have the mids here. Okay, I have my Asia mid here, and then I have my London mid, this purple line here. So where is price once again? Price is again opening outside of the mids, okay, and below. So there we have two things telling us we have price outside and below New York value, and prices outside of both mids and below both mids. So that right there is a strong indication that we're looking for the market to go bearish. Okay. Now, I'm gonna get into it here in a moment as to how the market spoke to me. Okay. But the other thing that I have here, guys, is I have these red lines here. This one here, as you can see, is the point of control. Okay. For London, or as I call it, Delta. Okay. So this is the other thing, that price opened just below that one, and of course the other point of control happens to be one of these red lines here. And the reason why I say it's one of those, it's because this other red line that's a little lighter, that's from my Remitar program, and I'm gonna get into that here in just a minute. Okay, so again, opening below the New York value, outside of the value, and we're opening outside the mids and below the mids. So that right there is giving us two very strong possibilities that we're going to look for a bearish strong move to the downside. Now let's look at what New York decided to do. Now I kid you not, today was a day, like I said, that the market spoke to me in a way that it hadn't spoken to me before. I've been trying to learn market structure, value and all that, and so again, I've been studying again structure, volume, VWAP, value, all of it, but today kind of all of it came together. Okay, like I said, today I experienced something different in the market for the first time. I felt like the market was actually speaking and I could kind of understand it. All right, and again, that's not going to happen right away. It's going to take time. All right, so the first thing, guys, okay, the market, when it opened, it gave a fake move at the open. What was a fake move? Bearish. Now yes, we are looking for a bearish move, but not all the time are we going to automatically right away and say, okay, we're going to go bearish. We got to let the market speak to us first. Okay, it made a move. Okay, after a while, my Remitar version 1 gave me the migration of the new auction 0. Okay, and again, this is where I put my 0 on the fib. If you're wondering how I measure my fib, if you haven't seen my other videos, guys, what I do is I basically get the top and the bottom between the two sessions. I measure that and I divide it by half. I create a fib with that size. Okay, and so that right there is how I get the fib. All right. So it gave us a move, a fake move, and then what happened? Well, then it started coming back into equilibrium, back into the 0. Now I will tell you guys honestly, the way the tempo, the market opened today, the way I saw the candles, and this is one thing that you're, after some time of looking at the charts day after day, looking at the different months, looking at the different seasons, because the market will act differently throughout the year. I realized that the way it was very slow in the morning, I'm like, normally it reaches like the 50 when it does a fake move. I'm like, today it's gonna reach the 25, the negative 25. That's what I said to myself, and I was tempted to take a trade there, but I'm still, again, I'm learning. I don't want to just take a short to take a short. I want to take a short to get in, get out, but I also want to be able to read the market exactly to what it's gonna do. And so once it started coming back here, guys, okay, it's coming back up, and I want you to notice two things here. Okay, I have several versions of this program that I've been running on Remitar, and I know it's a little messy here, so I'm gonna take off version 2.0 and 2.1. okay, now this is a trend-based EMA here. Okay, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and take it off now so you guys can see here what I'm talking about. So version 2.0 gives me these three bands, almost look like the VWAP standard deviation bands. Okay, that once price starts to come back into the bands, within the bands, it's a no trade zone in the beginning when the market opens. Okay, and so once it started clearing outside out of the green band, that top green band, that was beginning to give me an indication that we were going in for a long. But when I saw the structure, now remember, structure gives us an idea as to what we're looking for in the day. But just because structure gives us an idea, it doesn't mean that that's exactly what's going to happen. It is up to us to wait for market to give us confirmation. It's like a conversation. Once it gives us permission, then we take the trade that the structure is telling us. Otherwise, we take what the structure is not telling us. Okay? And so here, this was the first indication that it looked like we were going for a long, but not a very long. Okay, and I'm going to get into that here in just a moment. Okay, now the other version of my Remitar 2.1, it's almost the same thing. Yeah, I got 3 bands here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and take this other one off here. And you can see the same thing here. Once it cleared, all 3 bands were below this candle here. All right, that was like the sniper entry. Okay, for that particular long. So in all honesty, that's the sniper entry. But once it cleared this Remitar 2.0, that's when I knew, okay, we are gonna go long, but I still didn't feel like it was gonna go potentially long for the entire day. I felt like this could be the equilibrium move. Okay, which meant that it was just going to grab liquidity. Okay, remember, the market needs to get fuel, okay, to eventually make its move. And so when I saw this here, I said to myself, I looked at VWAP right here. Okay, I looked at VWAP right there, and I said, the price is gonna go somewhere between 62 and 75. And here at this point, I was seeing it. I didn't take a trade. Okay, because I'm really trying to learn the main move of the day, right? That's what I've been trying to learn. And so I saw the trade, and I'm like, I mean, first of all, I had already predicted this trade. When this opened up right here, I could have predicted this trade. It would have been a short scalp, 36 points, nothing too fancy, nothing too shabby. Okay, this particular move over here, from this particular candle, okay, to the 62. I don't know what's going on with my computer. It's acting a little strange right now. 78 points. 78 points. So right there between those 2 trades that I kind of predicted, and I don't want to use the word predicted because in trading you don't want to predict. You want to get confirmation. You want to get permission. And I saw those, and I'm like, great. I'm kind of getting the sense of it. I feel like it's speaking to me. All right. And here comes the next trade. Okay, and I thought this is gonna be the trade that I'm going to try to hit. Okay, and the next trade was for me to get confirmation coming back into value here. Okay, now the reality is that, again, I'm going to take off Remitar 2.1, is that I was looking for what I should have been looking for. Okay, I should have been looking for a candle that went past this, closed this, and actually confirmed it with the next candle. And this particular candle, this is where I went in. The problem is it didn't look like that when it started. Yeah, because we know that's a small body double wick. That's a horrible candle to go in. You don't want to go into a trade with that type of candle. The problem is it started going down here, and then this one here, when it opened up, it went straight down, and I thought to myself, oh, it's about to break. All right, it's about to break. In fact, when I look at Remitar 2.1, you can see here that it broke past the initial red one. All right, the white one, and I'm like, I started to see, I'm telling you, this was not like, it was not looking like this. And that was a mistake, because I realized that that's a rookie mistake. That's a rookie mistake. Why? Because everybody knows that you have to wait for that candle to close and the next one to confirm, because even if it closes below the level that you want to break through, the next one could always reject right away. So you want to wait for the next one. And so, sure enough, okay, I jumped in too early. What looked like momentum, it wasn't. It wasn't confirmed yet. Okay, but you know what? I stayed calm. I kept it real because I'm like, I knew the structure was telling me that we were gonna go down, and I was beginning to see the conversation happen here. In other words, it came down. It didn't continue to go up. Okay, it didn't continue to go up. Now at one point, this drawdown, those 15 micros definitely gave me a little bit of a hard time, but I saw that we were still staying within Remitar's range. This was what you call, guys, a typical compression. And I come to realize that once we fake go into equilibrium or try to get a liquidity grab, okay, it's gonna compress for a while. It's gonna compress, and remember, a compression after like a spring, when it compresses after a while, it's gonna expand or explode. And so, when did Remitar finally give me what would have been a perfect entry, guys? Well, for Remitar 2.0, let me we need to cross and close below the white line. Okay, and for Remitar 2.1, we need to be below all the other three EMAs. And if you notice here, when it crosses here, where are the other EMAs above us? And that I had targeted really the red band here. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was so focused on trying to time Remitar, the program, right? But it's teaching me because after I saw this, after this, I started to see clearly the structure, the intent, the direction. Everything was pointing down. Okay? Remitar wasn't just telling me, okay, try this or try the auction zero. But I saw that at the minimum, guys, at the bare minimum, I should have targeted, say, the box, the 120 box. Now, how do I get the box, guys? Is like, it's a 120 points, measure from the center. I got 60 points this way, 60 points that way. Okay, that's usually a range where NASDAQ ranges. But the reality, guys, is this: at the minimum, I should have targeted, when I looked at this here, the 75, this is where price hit, close to the 75. We should have targeted at the minimum to the other side of the balance, the negative 75. Now, at the 75, eventually, where did price go? And this is the amazing part right here. I mean, look at the fib that I had. Negative 2 here. It literally went to it. You cannot tell me this is not control. I mean, even with this spike, I don't know if this had to do with President Trump tweeting something or the meeting they were having today on the geopolitical position that's going on in the Middle East. Okay, but even then, I mean, this was at 2:03 my time, 2:12, and boom, 240 point plus move up, right? But I mean, look at that fib right there, all the way down. Now, this is the other thing about Remitar with my program here. Yeah, it's not just giving me like a signal, but it's really showing me a blueprint. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I need you to notice that the red lines during New York AM, guys, they're wavy, they're moving around with the price. But once we get to New York PM, they flatten down. And I gotta tell you, like they work wonderful during a rotation. Because what I've seen with Remitar is that I don't know. I mean, these last 3 days, what I've seen it like, this is just the third day of working with version 2 and 2.1, and now I'm working on 2.2. Okay. Um, and what happens is this: here on the rotational days, eventually price goes in. First of all, the EMAs, they can become flat. All right, I got this red one here, the white one, and then the green one here come flat, and usually price will rotate between them when it does that. Today on expansion, I mean, look at how beautifully today it worked out. As soon as we were in the clear from the red one here, the red flat EMA here, and then we had the small ones below us, I mean above us. Once we crossed what looked like, what was it? I think it was this London low. Once it crossed it again, it was an expansion. And you look at the way it had the touchback. That was an entry there again. Boom. Entry. Entry. Wow. But more than anything, guys, today, it felt like Remitar, this program that I've been building on, it's been like a translator. I know today was a big step for me, but I also know I need to stay grounded, stay patient, and not get carried away. Because the market's gonna show us different things. All right, I'm getting closer. I feel it. Okay, not to being perfect, but to understanding the market. Understanding the market, and when you start trading, certain things are gonna click for you, and you start building, say, a tool, a program. You want it to become a learning tool. You don't want a short, quick fix or a shortcut, because it's really not going to sustain you long term. What you want is, you want to build something that is going to speak to you and speak to you in the long term. Like I said, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and I've been growing every single day, and it seems like every day you just kind of grow a little bit more with it. And so I hope that this video has served you well. One of the things that I'm going to start doing with these videos is, on the comments, I'm going to put an extra comment where I'm going to say, today the market opened like this. Like, we opened below New York value, outside and below New York value, outside of the mids and below the mids, outside of the POCs and below the POCs. Okay, and we had a fake move to the downside, equilibrium to a small equilibrium to the top side, liquidity grab, and then the real move began with the expansion down. Hopefully this has helped you. As always, guys, everything that I go over here is just for educational purposes, educational content, not financial advice. And if you enjoy this, if you'd like to continue learning, please subscribe, join the channel, like, share, and comments, and we'll see you on the next one.